Everything works perfectly. Now, moving on to hour 15. Now, this is VividQ from United Kingdom. Established in 2017 in Cambridge, UK, VividIQ is actually a deep tech software company providing software solutions and expertise in 3D holography. And it looks like you have 5 minutes. Jumpstart your dream now.
Hi everyone, I'm Darren Milne. I'm the CEO and co-founder of VividQ. So I want you to imagine, I'm sure most of you are sitting looking at a screen right now to view this broadcast. Now imagine it wasn't like that. Imagine it was a free-floating 3D scene floating above your desk, like something out of Star Trek or Minority Report. Or imagine when you're driving in your car, instead of having to look down at your dashboard and see what's going on with the speed or the revs, it was actually out there in the road with you, not just providing information, but also highlighting pedestrians that might be crossing in front of the road, or giving you very clear navigation signals that are in context with the environment around you. Now imagine I don't need to carry a mobile phone around with me. If I want to see my Gmail or my Instagram or Facebook, they can just appear in front of me as a 3D illusion without me ever having to hold a device again. Well, this is holographic display. Holographic display will be everywhere, and it will all be powered by VividQ. So this revolutionary new display technology has been created by a team of all-star PhDs out of Cambridge and Oxford in the UK, led by our CTO, Andrzej Kaczorowski. We've developed groundbreaking IP that has allowed us to finally bring holographic display to the market. So here's a nice example of a hologram we made in our office. This is just live shot with a camera. These are genuinely 3D images created purely out of light. They create the most immersive, realistic 3D experiences possible. And we do this now for multiple consumer applications. So holography is not just great at giving you full 3D images, which solves many of the problems in today's display industry, but you can make these things incredibly compact. You could fit them in miniature devices like smartphones or wearables. They're extremely bright, so you can see the images in bright daylight, and they're highly cost efficient to manufacture. So since our initial scientific breakthrough back in 2016, we started developing out a product, a software platform that would enable OEMs to be able to take this technology and start creating end user devices. And we scored our first 2 OEM clients in 2018. We've targeted 2 major applications, first within AR wearables, so making better smart glasses that give full 3D images. But we're also looking at the automotive sector for heads-up displays to create this worldview where we can do navigation and object detection within the real world for the driver. So our business model is licensing and royalty based. Together with an ecosystem of hardware partners, we go to OEMs, license our software and our IP to them, so they can then go on and manufacture a multitude of different holographic devices across our applications. The good news is we can monetize across the entire chain. So we do some NRE with our partners. We do a lot more NRE with the OEMs to develop the new products, but the real money comes when we license out on a royalty basis per device that goes out to the consumer. So where are we now? So the last year, we were focused very much on building out our ecosystem, creating this network of partners across compute platforms, display components, and optical components. This has enabled us to score our first 5 major clients in the OEM space, 3 in automotive, 1 very exciting one based out of Hong Kong, a tier 2 automotive that's building a new design of heads-up display for the Chinese market. But we're also doing that in the US and Japan as well. We're also working with a very large, well-known US tech firm on new consumer devices within the AR space, and similar with a large Japanese OEM. So the aim is that we will have 10 million devices in the market by 2023, yielding around 40 million in royalties. That scales to over 1.5 billion by 2028 as the market grows. So we are already VC backed. We're supported by 3 venture capital funds, 1 out of the UK, a German corporate fund, and a Japanese deep tech fund. We've raised 7.8 million to date, and this year we'll be going out to raise an additional 50 million Series A, so we can scale up our team and be able to take on more of these projects and get holographic display to the market even faster. Our management team consists of myself. So I was once a scientist myself, but I'm supported by our CEO Alexandra, who has a degree in business and heads up our operations. So I'll just end with this: the world isn't flat, so why are your displays? If you want to come help us change that, you should join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Love the line that you ended with. Very impactful. Thank you. And judges, please get ready for the Q&A session. 3 minutes. Please fire your questions away. If there's some technical difficulties on your side, please do feel free to type it out. Otherwise, please use your microphone. All right, Raymond, he has 2 questions. What is the cost of this device? And 2, the capital required to do a mass production?
Excellent question. So the cost of the actual underlying device, the actual holographic element display, is not very high. In fact, you can build it using off-the-shelf components because that's what we do. So you can basically create a holographic display for less than $1,500 using off-the-shelf, non-mass manufactured components. So when this achieves scale, that'll obviously come down to a few tens of dollars at most. In terms of capital mass production, so we're not personally doing the mass production. We're licensing out the software and IP to the existing OEMs. So it's them that will carry the burden of actually doing the mass manufacture, and they'll just license the components they need from us in terms of software and IP in order to go do that. So our model is such that we never need to be the hardware manufacturer ourselves.
Thank you. Got a couple questions coming in. First one is from Michael. He wants to know what's the most likely scenario for each of these tech?
Yeah. So as I said, we're starting very much within augmented reality, so wearable devices as well as heads-up displays for cars. But that's really only the beginning. These are just the jumping off points. Eventually, we want to be able to fill your entire living room with holographic displays. So you can be sitting in your living room, click your fingers, and then you're in the Sahara Desert or in the rainforest, whatever you want. And expanding beyond that, installing these devices everywhere in your city so that the entire city itself becomes a display. So I don't need to have a device anymore. I have holographic projectors placed everywhere that can provide me a 3D data feed straight to my eyes.
Thank you. Marissa wants to know, what do you think is the killer application that will see your technology take off?
Well, right now it seems to be very much based in the automotive sector. We've seen a lot of interest. So the three automotive projects I mentioned there are just the tip of the iceberg. We have at least another 5 in the pipeline that we simply don't have the staff yet to be able to cover. So I think heads-up displays, because that's a real need. Right now, heads-up displays have a multitude of problems that they're going to struggle to solve without a holographic approach.
Thank you. And another question coming in from David. He wants to know if there's any patents protection for your for this product.
Indeed. So we have 9 patents in filing at the moment, and we have at least another 10 ready to go as soon as we can pull the trigger on it. We're very IP heavy because of the profile of the team. We create a patentable idea basically every week.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And again, time's up. Thank you so much for the previous session. Love it, love it, love it. I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I feel that I'm like a sci-fi fan. You know, you see the holographic displays. It's kind of like the movie, Minority Report.